What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we need to talk about CFVI stock. And this stock is the one that's taking Rumble public, okay? It's a SPAC that's taking the video streaming platform Rumble public, and today they were up at highs over 30% gains on the day, and they have subsided a little bit. They're now trading up over 6% on the day. However, this is because they made a deal with Trump, so that's why they gained so much. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, but first, we're going to take a look at the chart and see what they've done over the past little bit. So obviously today, they pumped up quite a bit. They were already pumping up on Friday, and that just continued over the weekend. They actually opened much higher and then moved up to highs of 1619, their all-time highs that they've reached. If you look back over the past 5 days since the SPAC was announced, since it was announced that they were merging with Rumble, the highest they had gotten was 1546, and this morning they got to 1619 before fading away a little bit. During this bloody market, you can't expect any stock to really maintain too many of their gains. However, Rumble was still up 6.72%, or CFVI, as some people are calling it. But this was on a deal that they had made with Trump. Okay, so first of all, we're going to explain. Well, second of all, we're going to explain what Rumble is and how the merger with CFVI is going to work. First, we're going to explain why they were pumping up today, the Trump deal. So CFVI is the company that's going to merge with Rumble, social media platform that counts President Donald Trump as a member, and the video platform also has a partnership with another SPAC linked to the former U.S. president, and you probably guessed it, it's DWAC, Digital World Acquisition Corp., and this is the SPAC that's going to take Trump's company, Trump Media and Technology Group, public, and that is the company that is going to launch Truth Social, the social media platform run by Trump, okay? So the CF Acquisition CEO, or in other words, the CEO of CFVI, Howard Lutnick, told Bloomberg last week that Truth Social is officially their partner, okay? And this is a quote from him. The Trump Media Group and DWAC SPAC are using Rumble for distribution. I can confirm that they have an arrangement together, okay? So he's officially confirmed that DWAC and CFVI are going to be working together, and this has essentially tied CFVI to DWAC, which we've seen happen many times. We've seen that happen with MARK stock, PHUN stock, and a couple of others, but DWAC has certainly taken a lot of stocks on a crazy ride over the past while. But what's important to note is that Trump Media Group will be paying for distribution with Rumble on a non-exclusive basis. So, all in all, good news for CFVI. It's certainly getting them a stronger user base, right? A lot of people have been swarming to DWAC. Now, some people may be swarming to CFVI. And now I'll explain to you really briefly what this whole merger is for those of you who haven't heard of it, or if you just want some more information on it. Basically, this transaction is going to go through, and people are going to be using this SPAC to take Rumble public. Okay, Rumble is a video streaming platform similar to YouTube. I'll show you the platform in just a second. But this transaction, essentially, where people are buying up shares of CFVI, is eventually going to take Rumble public. And when that happens, the transaction will value Rumble at a value of $2.1 billion. So that's the market cap Rumble is going to have. Obviously, not all of those shares are going to be available for trading. Most of them will likely be held by the original founders and owners of the company. But there is a reason why this company is already valued at such a high level, right? $2.1 billion is quite a bit of money for a video streaming platform. However, it's because they have 44 million monthly active users as of August 2021. And if you look back over the past year, viewer engagement grew 44 times from quarter 2 of 2020 to quarter 3 of 2021. So they actually get about 8 billion minutes watched per month on their video streaming site. And the transaction itself, where people are buying into CFVI, is expected to provide approximately $400 million in proceeds to Rumble, which they can then use to continue to expand. Now, the Rumble founder and chief CEO is going to retain voting control, okay? So he's still going to own most of the Rumble shares, and that's actually potentially a good thing for Rumble's share price. If most of them are out of circulation, if the chief CEO is going to retain the voting control, that means most of the shares will be owned by him, so that's actually a good thing. And he's going to do this because he wants Rumble to continue their neutral mission on behalf of all the stakeholders. So all in all, it seems like a pretty promising company. I'll show it to you right here. You can actually see this is my page on Rumble, and if you are interested in following me, I go by Rob Almazy on the page right there. You can potentially follow it if you wish. I upload all the videos, the same videos that I upload to YouTube. However, I get far fewer views here than I do on YouTube. So if anyone wants to help boost these view counts, 38, 32, 44, feel free. You can come over here and watch my videos on Rumble. Also, I know it's not quite as clean as YouTube, but that's a possibility. And you can also see that this stock is really getting boosted up by this header on Rumble's website, right? This is on pretty much all pages on Rumble. It says breaking, Rumble to combine with NASDAQ listed CFVI. So CFVI is surely benefiting from this. Obviously, a lot of people heard about it the initial day, and they did pump up quite a bit before falling down to levels pretty close to $10. However, they've once again made new highs, so it's going to be interesting to see what this one does over the long term if they continue that pattern of pumping up and then falling down. Now, you can see, we'll look at the short interest really briefly. It's not really that significant. Even though it says the short interest change has increased by 64%, there were basically no shorts in this thing to begin with, so it's only brought us up to a 0.26% short interest regarding the free float. And I think this is because, obviously, this is a fast-growing company, as you saw here, 44x user growth over the course of 5 quarters from 2020 to 2021. So I don't think anyone really wants to short this thing all that much. Obviously, it pumped up a little bit today, so a couple more shorts are getting in. But all in all, there are only 57,000 shares short on this, at least as estimated by Ortex. So I think that people are a little wary, especially now that it's tied to Trump and that it has a Trump partnership. I think people are a little wary of shorting this. Some shorts are potentially getting hurt with DWAC. Maybe they're just waiting for this to pump up a little bit more before they start shorting. But all in all, it seems like a fairly fast-growing company. I think shorts are probably going to be a bit wary of it, at least for a while, until they know what it's all about. Now, you can see that CFVI has been trending on Google Trends for quite a bit, ever since they announced that they would be merging with Rumble. And you can see that we actually today beat out the highs of their merger announcement. So they ended up pumping up on Google Trends fairly high on December 2nd, but they really blew themselves out of the water today. At 4 a.m., a ton of people were searching for them. For CFVI stock because of this news that they were partnering with Trump. So all in all, they've been doing pretty good. And that is, once again, probably the reason why they pumped up to 16.19. We'll see if this can sustain itself or if they end up returning to $10 before the merger goes through. They may continue to move up, though. It's yet to be determined. But you can see they're not even trending on apewisdom.io, right? They're not being posted about on Reddit or Wall Street Bets. So maybe that will start eventually. Maybe this will start tracking them eventually. But as of right now, I couldn't find them when I looked through the site. So we haven't really seen them getting posted about a lot on Reddit yet. Maybe they will be in the future. Obviously, they're pretty new. It might take some time for them to get listed on Ape Wisdom if they are on Reddit. I haven't seen them, though. But they are the #1 trending stock, the #1 most active stock on StockTwits right here, above AMC. And that's surprising because AMC has been getting a lot of attention lately ever since it's been falling. But, you know, they're beating out AMC, at least on StockTwits. A lot of people are hearing about them. That's potentially going to be very beneficial for their share price over the long term if they can get a large user base or a large group of people who are interested in trading the stock. That can only be beneficial for them if they have more liquidity. And I will note that as of right now, their market cap is $485 million. So all in all, not the largest market cap. Once again, once the merger actually goes through, that should turn into $2.1 billion or maybe a little bit more because this share price is now higher than $10. But it should turn into a much larger number once they actually finalize the merger with Rumble. Right now, this is essentially just the capital that's the $400 million that's been raised for Rumble to take in exchange for part ownership in the company. So when you do compare that, though, to a stock like DWAC, which is pumped up quite a bit, it's actually a small amount. And I'm not saying that CFVI is going to pump up as much as DWAC did. Obviously, we'd be looking at similar market caps if they did end up going closer to $40, which is where DWAC is sitting at. But you know, it is notable that they are partnering with Trump and that they're an already fairly well-established video streaming platform. Once again, I have quite a few videos up there if anyone wants to check them out. So they could potentially be moving up further, right? The market cap should not be a limiting factor, at least not right now. DWAC has gotten much, much larger than them, and once again, hasn't merged with Trump Media and Technology Group yet either. So both of those stocks have the potential to increase their market cap much, much more, right? 400 million is not that large of a market cap. It wouldn't take that much to pump them up. It would just take a couple of really big buys and a decent amount of volume and momentum. But overall, 400 million in the grand scheme of things is fairly low, right? We've seen much bigger stocks move up much more than this with significant volume. So I certainly think we could see CFVI moving up a ton. Obviously, that's not financial advice. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. It looks like a fairly promising company. I have not actually bought any myself yet. I am considering it. I'm potentially going to sell some options on it. We'll see what I end up doing. But that's what I've got for you for the most part on CFVI stock. Obviously, once again, not financial advice. I'm not trying to convince anyone to buy it or convince anyone to sell it. I'm just giving you guys my opinion on the stock, telling you what I think about it, reading off some of the news about CFVI. And if you appreciate that, feel free to hit the subscribe button and click the like button on this video because that would help the channel out pretty greatly. So if you want to do that, feel free to do it. Other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.